So I had a confession movie. The year I got married on national television, I was living in a rat-infested, rent-controlled apartment in San Francisco. And when I say rat-infested, I don't mean metaphor. I mean the kind where you could hear the rats chewing and clawing the walls in. The kind where you open up the hood of your car only to find that the wires have been chewed through. Because apparently, rodents like the taste of soy-based mucilage. And nothing builds more character than having to contact your mechanic and say, so rats ate my electrical system. And starting the sentence with, so what happened was, that was my life. And yet in that same season, my husband and I got selected to be married on a reality television show called Extreme Items. We were in our first year of selling real estate. We hadn't even sold our first home yet. And somehow, the producers were calling us a power couple. And 50 days later, I was standing on the side of a volcano at Haleakala. 35 of my closest friends and family in a 6-figure wedding that we couldn't have afforded on our own. Producers, cameras, and producers with headsets saying, you two are powerful. You're leaders. You're calling the choices. So, 48 hours earlier, I was setting rat traps in my kitchen. And so, for a season, I rented an environment their ways. Have you ever done that? Rented someone else's faith in you into a blue object? That's the myth of being ready. You think that you're waiting for more experience. You think you're waiting for more money. You think you're waiting for more credentials. But what you're really waiting for is ownership. Let me introduce myself. Hi, my name is Nicole. And on the count of 3, we're all going to say, hi, Nicole. 1, 2, 3. Hi, Nicole!
There.
My name is Nicole. And I'm a recovering perfectionist. I used to believe that people like me had to work twice as hard to get half as much. And so I polished everything. Everything? Everything. My resume, my smile, my tone, my ambition, my body language. I thought if I was overprepared, overqualified, and overpolished, that no one could catch me slipping. But spoiler alert to all of the other recovering perfectionists in their living. Perfectionism, it is an excellence. It's rented safety. We believe that if we can control all of the variables, right, that we'll finally be ready. Ready to get married. Ready to buy that first house. Ready to lead. Ownership does. And research in behavioral economics shows us that once we have ownership in something, we value it. It's called the endowment effect.
Yeah.
And it even shows up in how we present ourselves. And it starts early on in childhood. See, put a toy in the middle of the room, and children may ignore it for minutes. But the moment that one child reaches and grabs it and says, "It's mine," the value of that toy dramatically increases. The toy didn't change, but its meaning did. Now, what if you were both children? The child that reaches and the child that doesn't reach. The child that says, "It's mine," and the child that asks for permission. The toy is not complete. Your identity is. And whichever version of you that claims it creates its value. You see, this is what I learned on that side of the volcano. That rented belief is conditional. Once the cameras turn off, once the applause stops and the mentor leaves, so does your confidence. But ownership is internal. And that wedding wasn't powerful because it cost 6 figures. It was powerful because I stopped waiting to feel ready. And I decided it was mine. When I was a little girl, I used to love playing house. I would set my little dolls all in a brooch, and I would drape these blankets over the chairs, and I pretend that they were cathedral scene things. And I'd watch these television shows, the one with the big magical wedding. And I would say, "It's mine." Not someday, not maybe, just it's mine. So somewhere, somehow along the way, we have replaced feeling like we're starting with caution. We replace ownership with permission. Let's try some. Close your eyes. Picture a room that you don't feel ready for. Maybe it's a promotion. Maybe it's an investment table. Maybe it's the highest and best expression. Listen to what's coming up for you. Maybe it's thoughts like, "Not qualified. I don't have enough experience. I'll wait just one more year." Now ask yourself, who gave you that belief? Did you choose it, or did you inherit it? In your eyes. If you didn't choose that idea, but it's living inside your life, it's your friend in the real estate business, that's not renting. That's squat. And unfortunately, he's like, "No, I know a thing or two about squat." Before I lived in a rat-infested apartment, I was squatting in an active office room. I was sleeping in a space that wasn't mine. I was trying not to be still. And if we're honest, some of us have ideas that we never chose that are occupying our lives the same way. You see, ownership isn't just about claiming what's yours. It's also about predicting what isn't. And I want to leave you with this key takeaway. Are you ready? So now, ownership is a decision. You see, you don't get ready and then decide. We decide, and that's what makes you ready. And in weddings, there's a tradition. You have a bride toss a bouquet, and people gather, people reach, and people compete. And not because the flowers are rare, but because of what is expected to come next. And when someone catches it, they yell out, "It's mine." Christy, I know you're ready. On a count of three, she's gonna yell out, "It's mine," when she catches it. 1, 2, 3. It's mine! Now we are all gonna say it's mine. 1, 2, 3. It's mine!
Wait.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's what leadership sounds like. That's what belonging looks like. Because you don't get ready, then decide. You decide. And that's what develops the image. Thank you.